Alright, hello and welcome to the video. First thing I want to go over is that this is not a whiteboard, but it is a wall that you can write on and erase stuff on. So no, I'm not crazy, I'm not just writing on my wall, but I just wanted to go over that because I'm sure that was what a lot of you were thinking. But the video is titled Social Skills Are the Royal Flush of Skills. And basically what I mean by that is that the royal flush is the top hand that you can have in poker, and social skills are, in my opinion, the most valuable skill that you can have, and I'll go over why that is. But basically what this is sort of an introduction to something that I want to do, and what that thing is that I'm going to be rereading How to Win Friends and Influence People for now the 4th time. And people may think, Torger, why are you rereading this book so many times? And that's because our memory is collectively garbage, and that includes me. So I'll read through these books, I've read through, I've taken notes, I've done lots of stuff, and I still find myself making mistakes off this, so it's always good to have refreshers. And what I want to do in this 4th reading is to create these videos so that next time I want a refresher, I can go to these videos and watch them myself. So even if they get 10 views and 9 of them are me, so thank you for being the 10th, but I'll be happy with it. So, why social skills? Torger, why don't you teach us C++ or your fluid mechanics class that you're taking? Well, first off, I don't know C++, and I mean, I could teach you fluid mechanics, but social skills, I think, are more important. And the reason I believe that is because, first off, in your work, every single job, no matter what you're doing, requires social skills. So if I go and teach fluid mechanics, that only really matters if you're, a mechanical or possibly civil, possibly another type. Well, there's basically, it really narrows it down, but I think social skills are something that's foundational in almost every career. And not only that, but it's really, really important even not in your work life. And the reason why that is because, well, to back it up, there was a Harvard study where they followed these groups of people from like when they were very young all the way through past when they died and followed their children. And they found that the most impactful thing on these people's lives and their happiness overall was their ability to have strong relationships and with friends and family and spouses and so on. And that's why I believe it's so important, because really a lot of the time I find myself having the most fun when I'm surrounded by other people and having these friends and catching up with them and stuff like that. But not only that, but being good at social skills will increase your value in work a lot. So I have this quote here. It was from the book, but it still applies. And it says, for engineers, 15% of the pay is technical skills and 85% of the pay is people skills. And basically what that means is that your technical skills will make up about 15% of the income that you make, while your people skills will determine about 85% of it. So even in a more technical, some people think of engineering as more technical field, 85% of your pay is still determined on how you're able to work with other people. And if you think about it, that makes sense, because no matter what you're doing, you have these projects that, you're tend to be specialized in, and you have to get information from different people. So let's say you're creating a product, you need the material scientist to tell you what materials is best for the job. You have to have the mechanical engineer saying what shapes are best, some management saying how these things work together, and basically you have to go and communicate with a bunch of people, and the ability to do that makes you wildly more useful, and that's why it's so important in a work setting as well. So I'm going to kind of sum up with these 4 little things. So why social skills? I went over that because our memory is trash, and it's always a good reminder because they're very important. And why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want to refresh myself and create videos that I can watch when I want to review the information. And what is this? This is basically, I'm going to be reading through the book, and every chapter or 2, or as I see fit, I'm going to be, creating a summary of it. But not only that, I'm going to be creating actionable steps, because no matter how much you know, I want to show you a way that you can go and try to implement it into your life and kind of see the results for yourself, because I think that's the best way to learn, because I don't learn well unless I see it for myself. So I'm going to be trying to do that. So along with this, so that's what it is. It's a course that I'll be going over parts of the book, but I'll just be uploading all of them here. It's not like a paid for course or anything. But and why should you pay any attention? So obviously there are a bunch of book summaries on this book, but I feel like the problem with a lot of them is that they don't go very in depth. They just skim over the entire book in like a 10-minute video, and it leaves you watching it and you're like, yeah, that makes sense, but our memory is trash, and 10 minutes after watching the video, half of it has gone out our side. So I think by creating this really in-depth several video course where I focus on each topic and bring up, some examples from the book, but also some of my own thoughts on the book and the ideas and the social skills and stuff, will be very useful to kind of, dive deeper into it and really get some more value out of it. So that's why I think you should pay attention. I hope it will be of use to you. It'll certainly be of use to me. I'm excited to go through and see what I catch myself doing wrong this time I read it. Because every time I review the topic, I end up saying, dang, I really forgot about that and I've been screwing that up. So hopefully you've been perfect, but if you haven't been, hopefully I can bring up some stuff where you're like, oh, oops. And then you can shift it around and hopefully it'll be valuable to you, which I really believe it will be. So hopefully I can do it justice. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one when I start it.